Okay, so there are four pillars to getting back on track fast. Number one is to simplify nutrition, remove complexity, remove guilt, focus on protein, whole foods, and consistency, not perfection. And we're going to go through all of these separately. Number two is to push harder in the gym. I'm a big advocate for this. And again, we'll go through all these in a bit more detail in a minute. Progressive overload is non-negotiable. If you're not challenging yourself, you're maintaining at the very best. Okay? Some sessions that you do, you might not feel like you can push very hard. You just do the bare minimum, and that's okay. But the majority of the time we go to the gym, we want to leave there thinking, I've worked fucking hard there. I've really tried and I feel great for it. Number three is our daily non-negotiables. So obviously, through check-ins, I set your non-negotiables for you each week. But we want to be doing something every single day. And the little mini side challenge that we're going to be launching next week, this is what we're going to be working on. Three separate non-negotiables, but there's going to be a category for each. So train, prep, walk, schedule, momentum beats motivation every single time. And number four is our steps and NEAT activity. So NEAT, for anyone that doesn't know, stands for non-exercise activity thermogenesis. So basically how many calories we burn through just moving around each day. It's still one of the most underutilized fat tools. Okay. Between 7.5 to 10,000 steps daily will change the game. Okay. What are you eating? What are you eating? What are you eating?
Want to add into this or
No, I'll just cook some rice.
it's nearly ready then?
Okay, thanks. I'm just packing my bag. I'm just on a webinar thing, and then I'll be down. I'll come down. I'll come down now.
Donna, we don't want to hear what's going on in your everyday life. Sorry, the dog's eating a rock. Okay, so let's get into it. Pillar number one, nutrition. Okay, simplify, prioritize protein, and stop overthinking it. All right, you can this. That's what she's eating. Just chewing on pepper. Looks like an absolute mong. Right, so dietary adherence, not perfection, is the single biggest predictor of fat loss success. Eat simply, hit your protein, and make it repeatable each day. Again, this is one of the most common mistakes people make is trying to make things fancy and new and wanting to eat a different meal every single day for every single meal. If you do that, the whole dieting process will be absolutely exhausting and overwhelming. Two of the things we absolutely do not want anywhere near our food choices, right? So, firstly, protein first every meal, at least 1.6 to 2.2 grams per kilo of body weight. Obviously, you don't have to work any of that out. I've done it for you. Okay? But just understand how important getting that protein is first. Okay? Whatever meal you're making, that has to be the number one thought process. Okay? So, for instance, this evening, I had like an hour between my last call and obviously jumping on this tonight. And I didn't really know what I wanted to eat. I wasn't particularly that hungry, but I knew I had to eat, otherwise it's going to be well later on, and the chances of me grabbing something a bit more convenient is going to be heightened. So I literally got a pack of chicken out, flavoured it, started cooking it up, and Amy came in and was like, "What are you having for tea?" And the answer was, "I don't know. I'm going to start with the chicken." And it's that easy, that simple. I started with the chicken, cooked a few chicken breasts up. What did I have with? I just found the wrap, stuck some salad in it, bish bosh, done. All right. Dead easy, dead simple, and it's fucking tasty. All right. But always start with that protein first. Develop and pre-decide your kind of go-to breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Eliminate decision fatigue. So you want three template meals. Okay. So my template meals usually are some for my breakfast. Obviously, the quantity I'm eating is going to be more than yours, all right? But for example, so for breakfast today, I had what did I have? 7 eggs, um, four chicken sausages, tomatoes, and one slice of protein bread. That's pretty much my go-to breakfast nearly every day. Do I get bored of it? Uh, Sometimes I suppose, but not really. I enjoy it. It's good for me. It's quick. It's simple. It's done. For lunch, it's usually either a prepped meal, so I get a ready meal made from a company, or again, it's something simple like salmon fillets in the air fryer, microwave rice, bit of salad. Literally takes 6, 7 minutes. Okay, and then for evening dinner, me and Amy usually have like some crispy chicken with a bit of salad, bit of rice. We'll have a curry, like something that we know we don't even have to think about how to make it. It's just on repeat. Okay, but to have those three template meals is a really good idea. Has anyone got template meals in place already? Has anyone got their like go-tos for breakfast or anything like that? I'm trying to catch up on messages in case I'm getting cool. So the 80/20 rule, all right? This definitely helps me keep sane, especially over the next 6 weeks leading up to my 40th. I'm going to be really strict on my food. I'm going to be training hard. Everything's going to be as good as I can possibly make it. But I'm still going to adhere to the 80/20 rule. It's going to stop the all or nothing thought process between food. It's going to keep me sane. And basically, all it means is 80% of your nutrition should be good, as good as it can be. High protein, whole foods, okay, cooked properly. And it allows 20% for flexibility, so there's no guilt and there's no all or nothing, like I said. So usually my 80% will be kind of Monday to Friday. In fact, probably Sunday to Friday. So if I have a day off, and I don't mean a day off of binging, eating shit, watching Netflix, it means I might have a full English. We might have a takeaway that evening. It's not going to be the whole day, but if I fancy something, if I feel I need it, and it's something that I really want for myself, then I'll have it because it fits into that 80/20 rule. Okay? Expecting to be perfect all the time and for you to pick the right thing every single time is setting ourselves up for failure because eventually we will slip up. But just let you know, if you adhere to the 80/20 rule, it does give you that freedom and flexibility to be able to enjoy the food you like, but the majority of your food has got to be good. Okay? And meal prep anchor, one 30-minute session per week. Okay? Batch cooking protein, the week becomes easier. So I think I've spoke about this before. So if I haven't either got time or the bandwidth or just really can't be asked meal prepping full meals, that doesn't mean it doesn't get done. I just simplify the process by only prepping the protein sources. Because let's be honest, that's what takes the most time. Prepping, cooking the protein, right? So I might cook 5 or 6 chicken breasts, slice them up, put them in a container. I might cook a load of um, beef mince up. I might cook some fish, a bit of salmon, and I'll usually have at least two, usually three tubs of lean protein already cooked, ready to go, ready to heat up, to put with some rice, to throw on a salad, to put in a wrap. Like that is the easiest form of meal prep. And I know there's still people that are doing no form of food prep, which I find absolutely fucking bonkers. Like, even if you had all the time in the world, why wouldn't you want to wake up on a Monday, look in the fridge, and see organization right in front of your eyes? It's a mindset shift as well as it's going to help with the results. Okay, waking up knowing that we've got some form of prep done and we are prepared to some degree. Okay, so pillar one, simplify it. Protein first, every meal. Find your three template meals. What works for you? What's quick? What's easy? What can you make without even thinking? Adhere to the 80/20 rule. 80% of our eating's got to be good. 20%, let your hair down a bit. Okay? And then make sure that every week we are at least meal prep anchoring with a 30-minute session, batch cooking our protein. Does everyone understand that before we move on? Does that make sense? Does that feel like something you could do? Bam, yes, I love my boring template meals. Honestly, it makes it so much easier. And some people might say, well, doesn't it get boring? Don't you get sick of it? Well, sometimes, but I tell you what, I don't get sick of is feeling good and not being the average. I'm gonna call myself 40 because I'm basically there. Not the average 40-year-old dad who eats shit and drinks beer and doesn't care. Like, I'd rather be a bit bored about my food and still fucking look good and feel good and have that functional strength. and know that if push come to shove, I could fold up any dad in the school playground like fucking deck chair. That's what that's what simple and boring does for you at times. Okay? Keeping it simple, being okay with it being boring, a bit repetitive now and again. It increases massively our chances of being having that physicality and that body confidence and that level of health that everyone strives for. You know what I mean? Simple. So, I'm better than clogging up the arteries. Well said, Michaela. So, pillar number 2, training. Like I said, I'm a big advocate for the harder you train, the easier you diet. Okay? If you feel like you're fannying around in your workouts a bit and you're leaving some on the table and you've got more to give when you leave, stop it. Trust me on this. The harder you train in your workouts, the easier this all becomes because it's a mindset shift again. Okay? Sometimes when we half-arse our workouts, we'll naturally half-arse the rest of it, especially our nutrition. I know that obviously this week was my first week back in. Oh, sorry. No, I did a couple of sessions last week. And the Thursday session, which was the day after we got back, I was knackered. We were definitely fucking suffering from the late flight and the rest of it. And I really didn't want to go to the gym, but I knew I had to start. I knew I had to crack that first session. And also, I wasn't going to go in there as a token gesture. I wasn't going to go in there and just fanny about and just do the minimum. I was going to do everything I could to walk out of that session and think, fucking hell, that was hard. And I needed to wake up feeling a bit sore, feeling like I pushed myself. And it was literally like a switch had been flipped. And I went back the next day and trained, even though I felt like I'd been hit by a car. Which meant on Monday this week, I was buzzing. I was ready to go. I could already feel myself getting back into the things that I enjoy doing, getting into the feeling of how I enjoy feeling. Okay? Like I said, if you're going to go through the motions, you're wasting your time. People say, and I've said it before, any session's better than no session. Of course it is. But that can't be our mindset towards this. That mindset is saved for the sessions that you're really struggling. The sessions where you don't really feel like you've got anything to give. Going in and doing something, yeah, that's a big tick. But in general, we want to be going in there and doing exactly what we can, really pushing ourselves. So, frequency 3 to 4 sessions per week, as you've all got in your programs. Don't forget, more isn't always better. We still need the recovery, we still need those rest days. Compound movement, so our squats, deadlifts, rows, presses. It maximizes the time by training the most muscle. So, a compound movement or a compound exercise is simply an exercise that requires more than one muscle group. Okay. So things like I said, squats, deadlifts, rows, presses. So overhead press, we're working our shoulders, we're working our triceps, working our upper chest, we're working our core. Not one muscle, 4 or 5. Okay. Progressive overload. So you add your reps. So not more reps, to be fair, more the weight because I work out your reps for you. Okay. And we want to be making sure that we do this accordingly. This is the only real thing in your program that you guys have to manage yourself. Okay. When that weight becomes comfortable, we need to up it. We need to test ourselves and push it. Okay. And again, the 40% rule. If the day is a 40% day, give that 40%. Show up and give it. Okay. Still counts as 100%. Show up, do something. Right. Pillars number 3 and 4. So these are daily non-negotiables plus our steps. So our daily non-negotiables. So remember, I give you these non-negotiables on your check-in day, right? But remember, motivation is unreliable. Momentum is everything. So if you do something every single day, regardless of size. So when we do our challenge next week, this is what we're going to be working on, is showing up every single day, however that looks like to you. Okay. So on training days, workout completed, no excuses. On rest days, we food prep, do a bit of meal planning, or we go for a nice little walk. And on hard days, on days where we're really struggling for lack of sleep, lack of energy, stress, whatever it might be, we apply that 40% rule and we still show up. We do what we can. On days where we might be traveling for work or traveling and doing social stuff, plan ahead. Get your protein in first and do a 20-minute body weight session. Okay? If anyone's not able to do their workouts at home with their weights or they're not able to get into the gym and you're away from home or you're on holiday, let me know and I'll throw in a quick 15-20 minute body weight session. There's never an excuse in this place. Now, our steps and NEAT activity. 7,500 steps as a minimum equals at least 350 extra calories per day. Okay? That's burned daily at 10k steps versus 3k steps on average. Okay, so that's the differential. 350 calories, or about 400 it is on average. If that was to happen every single day of the year, in fact, now let's give it in the easy format. So 10,000 steps per day is about 450 to 500 calorie burn for the average person. All right? It's about 90 minutes of walking or moving around. That alone, that 500 calories over a week is 3,500, isn't it? Which means that's 1 pound of body fat per week. Just on that, without anything else. Over a year, that's over 4 stone. Okay? The compound effect on stuff like this, these daily habits, these non-negotiables, are huge, done consistently over time. And also, a morning walk resets cortisol and it primes our metabolism. So do anything you can to increase steps. Park further away, take the stairs. These little micro decisions stack up to hundreds of extra calories per week and thousands of calories per month. All right? Never underestimate the impact of simply moving more. So this, obviously, while I'm trying to really get a grip on mine and enter my 40th birthday in the best shape of my life, this is one thing that I will be really focusing on because I've got a very stationary job these days. When I was a gym-based PT, I could rack up 40 to 50,000 steps a day, no problem. Now, if I allow myself, I might do 4 or 5,000. And that's why I make the conscious decision to get off my arse, take the dog out, go for a walk, pick Axel up for school and walk rather than take the car. Always looking for opportunities to burn that little bit more. All right. So this is exactly what I'm doing right now, and I started last week. This is my kind of reset plan. So week one is the full reset. Okay, so the first thing I do is get my protein back on target. All right. That is the building block of lean muscular physique. So that was number one. I had my 3 template meals locked in. I knew what they were going to be. They've been the same for years. I committed to 4 to 5 training sessions and at least, at the very least, a daily 30-minute walk, taking the dog out in the morning. Usually it's double that. And getting in bed before 10. They're the kind of reset perimeters that I put in place. And week two, which is this week, I had the progressive overload to my training. So I got rid of that initial muscle soreness that I'm still a bit achy, but I got rid of that last week. So now it's time to progressively overload, lift a bit heavier, push a bit harder. I did my first meal prep this Sunday. I increased my steps to at least very bare minimum 10. And I've actually eliminated habitual alcohol. Whilst I'm trying to reset, I would be a bit of a dick to be putting alcohol in my system. It's counterproductive. Like, I love a drink, okay? And there's plenty of room to have a bevy at the weekend and still get in shape. I've done it for years. However, when I'm looking to reset and rebuild, that's so counterproductive, it's unbelievable. Whilst alcohol is in your system, you cannot burn body fat and you cannot build muscle. Okay? It is a toxin at the end of the day. I'm not being holier than thou, but until I feel I'm in a position where I'm back to where I want to be, or at least very close to it, that's gone. That's done. It does not serve me. It does not help me at all. So it's got to fucking leave. Okay. And then weeks 3 and 4, so next week onwards, the training intensity is going to be up, which won't be an issue because I'm enjoying my training again now. I'm making sure I'm hitting my macros at least 8% of the time. So that window of flexibility is going to shorten. I'm going to hit at least 12,000 to 15,000 steps per day. And I'll review, adjust, and push. And we're back in the game. So a lot of these are habitual. Okay. They are putting the plan in place. Let me just catch up on this. Emma, I'll be honest, I'm really guilty of gravitating to the things I find easy in the gym. The last month, I've been really strict on myself and literally bollocking myself in there. If I start doing that, been challenging myself, thinking, stop it, stick to the fucking plan. Yes. And it's designed that way for a reason. Adam knows, you know. Yeah. Who did us talk to this about? Who was I talking to this morning? I can't even remember. I was talking to one of you anyway. I had a phone call with one of you, and she was asking like, what's the best way to like get back on track? What's the best way to like find the flow? And I said to her, when all else fucking fails and goes tits up, stick to the plan. Glue yourself to the plan. It's there for a reason. It's been designed for you specifically. If you find yourself waning off a bit, just get back to it. Donna. It was Donna. Thanks for being honest, Donna. Um, but yeah, it's true. Like sometimes just go back to your plan. It's, the plans that have been set for you isn't by chance. I haven't just gone, I'll give her that. She'll do that. You can do that. There for a reason. Okay. And if you feel like you're needing a reset right now, make sure that before you start next week, you organize and get your shit together. Look into your schedule. Where's that workout going to fit? What time am I going to do that? When can I go out and get some steps? Then start putting your nutrition together. Ideally, when you kind of finish a week, you want to be ready, all right, for the next one. And remember that identity is everything. And a lot of coaches skip this part. And we've spoke about it a lot and we will continue to talk about it. Start by changing your language. Stop saying, I'm trying to get fit. I'm trying to lose weight. You're past that. Start saying, I am someone who trains and eats well. I am someone who looks after themselves. I am someone who prioritizes that health. Because you all are. Don't forget that you've all cleared yourself from that bullshit statistic of the 90+% of people who give up after or before 12 weeks. You've already beat the stats. You are already people who look after themselves. Yeah, there might be times where we fall off the fucking wagon a bit. I hate that saying, but let's just use that. There might be times where our standards slip when we make poor decisions for ourselves. Fucking hell, we're human. Well, most of us. That's going to happen. But stop saying you're somebody who tries to. You're doing it. You're already fucking here. All right? And every action is evidence. Every rep, every meal, every step is proof of who you are becoming. And I think we kind of covered this as well, didn't we, Donna, in our chat today? So Donna, she won't mind me saying that, she's looking to really find her flow again after going on holiday and all the rest of it. And she did exactly what I would expect or would want a client to do was she wasn't going to fall into this, oh, I'll start again Monday. Like I promised, I'll start again Monday. She started today. And I said to her, I want fucking proof. Like to this morning and tomorrow morning, I want a picture of you in the gym. And she's done it. And she even reported back, like, even after her first session back, I feel great. I feel much more like myself, feel completely different. That's how quick we can turn things around if we decide to. All right? Don't fuck around, get back into it. So this is my kind of daily Apex checklist. This is kind of very similar to how I map mine out. So the morning, protein first breakfast. minimum 30 grams. So when I've got a client in early or I'm training early, it'll just be a protein shake. As soon as I wake up, bang, done. Like I said, I'll either do a 20, 30-minute walk with Luna in the morning or I'll go and train at the gym. And from there, once I've done those two, I'll review the schedule. I'll know what I've got to do for work. I'll know what I've got to do for myself. Any non-negotiables in there, anything that's just for me. It's already mapped out. The schedule's there. There's no fucking way I could start a day and then just be like, right, okay, let's see what I need to do today. What do I need to do? Let's start making a list. Like, fucking hell, I would never get anything done. And then midday, again, lunch, protein, good amount of veg, energy for the afternoon with vitamins, minerals, all that's good stuff. I would check my steps usually about 1, 2 o'clock. And from then, I would decide whether I walk to pick Axel up, whether I've got time to take the dog out for another walk later. But I'd monitor it. Okay. I don't want to get to 7 o'clock in the evening and think, fucking hell, I've still got 6,000 steps to do. Okay. And I'll have one moment of intentional focus and not being reactive. In the evening, if I've trained, complete my steps, perfect, done. Okay. I won't feel the need to do any more. Evening meal again will be high protein. Your evening meal is more important than ever, I would say, when trying to get back on track. Because we want to make sure that we are eliminating any kind of shitty food later on in the day to help with sleep, to help with repair, to make sure that we're going to bed feeling good. And also, I would have tomorrow planned. I usually plan 3 or 4 days in advance. But usually, before I put my phone down, I have a quick look at my schedule just to get my head clear. Right, okay, this is what I've got on tomorrow. Everything looking good. Training sessions there, blah, blah, blah. Right, good. Phone's down. And then weekly, protein batch cooked. I'll review progress for myself, what worked, what didn't. And I'll make sure, have I done 3 training sessions a week, 3 hard training sessions? That's my kind of non-negotiable bare minimum. Have I done 3 heavyweight training sessions and have I pushed myself? If that's okay, that's a good week. Okay? Having these in place, honestly, ladies, is more beneficial than you would imagine. And it's just organization, isn't it? Organization and prioritization. This has to be a priority for you. Because what are we actually talking about here, ladies? We are talking about your health, your happiness, and your quality of life. Does anyone disagree? We are here to become healthy, happy people, enjoying life to the fullest because you have the energy and the confidence and the fire in you to do what you want, when you want, with who you want. But it starts with you. It starts with us. Okay? No one's going to come and do it for us. No one's going to come and save us. But that's fine. We don't fucking need anyone else. Okay? Everything you will ever need is right here at your fingertips right now. So don't kind of don't be too hard on yourselves if you feel like you're going through stages of knowing that you might not be showing up as you said you would. If you maybe have began to start breaking promises to yourself, things that you said you would definitely do, and for whatever reason you're not. Okay, we're all human here. But the one thing I won't stand for is keeping quiet about it. And we know this, right? If you want to be part of a group of people or a program or have a coach that allows and enables behavior of you sticking your head in the sand, going missing for days on end, not showing up for yourself, and like I said, thinking that's okay, this is not the program for you, and I'm not the coach for you. Anyone that's been in this program more than 3, 6, 9 months will confirm that, right? I won't allow it. I simply won't allow it because you guys have joined this program and put your trust in me to take you to a better life, to a better kind of standard of living. And if I have to drag you kicking and screaming, so fucking be it. I don't give a shit. As long as you succeed, I'd much rather you thought I was an absolute tosser and think that knobhead's doing my head. And I would much rather that and you succeed at this and be truly successful and be able to look in the mirror and think, fucking hell, is that me? I'd much rather that. Hopefully, it doesn't have to be like that, but if I had the choice, I would pick that. Okay? So stop doubting yourself. Stop fannying about. I've said that a few times now, haven't I? And don't let kind of past experiences or past failed attempts cloud your judgment this time because it is not the fucking same. Okay? Right. I'm just catching up on the messages. Donna, you said if I didn't, you were going to call me. I did threaten Donna. I said, if you don't do it, I'm going to make an absolute show of you in the WhatsApp group. And I'm going to go and find the dodgiest picture I can find on your Facebook and replace all your profile pictures on the app on it. But it worked, didn't it, Donna? Hey, fucking worked. Can you send us that checklist? I want to put it on the fridge and desk on my wall. Yeah, I'll tell you what I'll do. Yeah, this might be a good one to actually put in the tribe. So what I'll do is I'll put the file of my presentation. Let me write it in my list, otherwise it doesn't happen. Seminar in tribe. Okay, yeah. So what I'll do is I'll put this slideshow in as a file in the tribe. So you could download it and you can go through the full lot then. And then obviously you can take this bit. Not a problem. Not a problem. I'm sure there's days you think us knobheads are doing your head in. Fucking right. You're having a laugh. Daily, mate. Daily. Hey, listen, if I can't call my clients knobheads and my clients can't call me a knob, what are we even doing? Like, come on. In fact, I'm going to stop my share and